Hi guys, are you ready to make your savings work harder for you? Your hard-earned money can actually grow tax-free and most people don't realize it. Welcome to this channel. If you're new here, I share content relating to finances, investment, and career progression, especially for those trying to build long-term wealth in the UK. If that is you, hit the subscribe button, give this video a like, and let's get into it. In today's video, you will learn what cash ISA is, the different types of cash ISA, the best cash ISA rates in 2025, and answers to most common questions about cash ISA. Just a bit of disclaimer before I start. The rates mentioned in this video were accurate at the time of recording this video, and I will always recommend that you always check the current rate before applying for any of the accounts I'm going to be sharing. What is a cash ISA? A cash ISA or individual savings account allows you to grow savings tax-free. No tax is charged or added to any interest you earn using this account. You can put up to £20,000 per year across all accounts combined. And there are various types of ISA accounts. We have the cash ISA, we have the lifetime ISA, we have the stock and share ISA, and there's another one called the junior ISA. Who should consider having a cash ISA account? Anyone looking for a tax-free savings in the UK can own a cash ISA account or should consider having one. In the UK, if you earn less than £50,000, for example, you have a personal savings allowance of £1,000 in interest without paying a tax for that amount. If you earn over £50,270, your allowance drops to £500. If your savings earn more interest than this, what it implies is that you're going to be paying tax unless you opt for the option of having a cash ISA account. The second category of individual that would be considering having a cash ISA account are people that, for instance, they are high rate taxpayer. And if you fall into this category of people where 40%, you're on the 40% tax band, that implies that you're only eligible to £500 allowance gets used up quickly, making cash ISA more valuable option for you. Lastly, the third options of individual that should consider having a cash ISA account are people that are not ready to invest yet. There are categories of people that they are not comfortable investing in stock, investing in shares. They just don't want to take that risk. And instead of allowing money sit there in your normal account, and at the end of the day, you're going to be paying tax for any interest you're getting, I would advise or recommend that you go into cash ISA, which is a very simple option, low risk, and any money you're saving there comes tax free. I'm going to quickly discuss two types of ISAs account. We have the flexible and non-flexible ISAs. For the flexible ISA, you're able to withdraw and replace the money within the same tax year without reducing the maximum amount of pounds that have been allocated to you for that period. Let me give an example. If you deposit, let's say, £5,000 into a flexible ISA account, and within that year something came up and you decided to withdraw, let's say, £2,000. What this means is from that point of withdrawal of the 2000 to the end of that financial year, which is April, you still have the opportunity to still max the account to £20,000 within the same financial year. With the non-flexible ISA account is an opposite of what we just discussed, which is the flexible one. And here, each withdrawal counts towards your allowance. If I'm going to use the same scenario we just discussed of you depositing 5,000, for example, and you withdrew 2,000. In the case of the non-flexible, you now only have 15,000 left to use for within the same financial year. And that's why it's always important for you to check very well to be sure that an account that I'm going to be opening is flexible or not. So next I'll be discussing on how much should you put into a cash ISA account. A lot of factor comes in depending on what your goal is in terms of plan. A first category of money to consider putting in a cash ISA account is emergency fund. For example, we have emergency funds that would sustain us, our living expenses that will last us for a period of, let's say, 3 to 6 months. Such money are good to keep in a cash ISA account because you're going to be earning interest that are tax free. The second one you could look at is short term goals, which can be for buying a car, saving for your house deposit after maxing your lifetime ISA. A cash ISA is certainly a great option to explore in situations like this because imagine if you have used up your lifetime ISA of 4,000 for that year, other differences can be kept in your cash ISA account where it's going to yield interest tax free. Next, I'll be sharing best high interest cash ISA accounts in 2025. The first one I'll be discussing is CMC investment. For CMC investment, you get as much as 5.44% AER. It's a flexible account, easy to set up. You just simply download the app and you're good to go. One thing I would like to share about this account is the fact that it's partially FSCS. So it's something you need to consider before opening or going into such account. The second one I would share is the Plum. Plum is very good, and currently their rate is at 4.98 ARE. It's a very flexible account that allows you to make withdrawal 3 times per year, and they have a full rate for FCSC protection, meaning this account is FCSC protected. It's always important because for accounts that are FCSC protected, if anything goes wrong with the business or the company you open this account with, you're going to be entitled to some form of support. And in the case of Plum, you're going to be getting £85,000 per person in that company. But of course, this is not looking at your interest. This is going to be securing your capital that you have put in. But it gives you that assurance to be sure that you're, even if the company um, bankrupt or close down, you're sure of still getting your capital back. The third good account I would like to share is Trading 212. For Trading 212, for their percentage is 4.98 AER. It's flexible, it's FSCS protected, up to £85,000 per person. And usually for this account, the rate drops after the first 12 months. The fourth one is SHIP. For sheep, it's also 4.89 AER, flexible account, but um, usually the account is fixed for 6 months, and they have protection similar to trading 212. They have the FSCS protection towards this account. In terms of flexibility, it's not like the other account. For this, is the fixed process is for the period of 6 months, and after which the rates might drop or increase depending on the situation of the Bank of England in terms of their base rate. Another account, the fifth one that I would say is good to look at if you're considering doing high interest savings using ISA is Moneybox. Moneybox gives you 4.65% AER, or however, it's non-flexible, unlike the others I shared earlier. You can make up to 3 withdrawals within a financial year. And aside that, I would say Moneybox is really the best if you're looking at benefit for long-term savings compared to others. And it's also FSCS protected. The sixth one I'll be talking about is Tembo. Tembo comes with 4.64 AER in terms of percentage. It's fully flexible with slightly lower rates compared to others. But one strength about this is it can be very consistent over a long period in terms of their rate. So there are lots of other saving ISAs account out there. And one thing I would implore you to look out for, make sure any account you're going for is an account that is FSCS protected. That's one, at least you're sure that anything goes wrong with that company, you're sure of getting your full capital returned. You also look at other flexibilities that come with the account if that really fits your current situation. And for me, I use the money box. I'm currently using the money box account, which has been working well for me. But as you can see, it's really not the best in terms of what I've listed so far, but it's something that have worked for me over the years. I want to implore you to give it a try. And lastly, most of the rates that I quoted in this video, they are rates that includes bonuses for first time individuals coming in. And you will discover that over time, let's say when you get to the year 2, like I mentioned earlier, some of these rates may drop slightly. So some of the bonuses that comes with being a new applicant or new opener of such account, you're going to enjoy it with these rates that I've just shared. Um, if you have been following this video from the beginning up to this moment, and you're yet to subscribe to this page, what are you waiting for, my friend? Kindly hit the subscribe button. If you have any question, if you want to share any of this account that you're currently using, please, I'll be happy to see your comment down there. If you have question, also drop it. So we've just looked at the Cash ISA high interest account. I just want to quickly share best fixed rate cash ISA accounts for 2025. For the fixed rate ISA is kind of different from the one we just discussed. For the other ones, in between, the rates might change depending on the base rate that is set by the Bank of England. However, for the case of this fixed rate cash ISA, any rate that is fixed for certain period would be a rate that will be maintained. This is a fixed rate account that locks the interest for certain period. And for me, it's really a great account to consider because even if the bank, even if the Bank of England rates are reduced, if you're currently running this fixed rate, your money will remain constant, your interest will remain constant for that particular period. We know why this is important because there are lots of uncertainties that comes with this rate, and the Bank of England determines what rate some of these providers would work with. So I'll just quickly share like two accounts that, as of the point of shooting this video now, their rates are the best out there. We have Castle Trust Bank. For this, you get a fixed rate of 4.31% for a period of 1 year, and you're able to start this account with as low as £1,000. The second I would share is the Synergy Bank. For that, the percentage is going for 4.23%, and this is a fixed rate that runs for as long as 2 years. And of course, you can start with as low as £1,000 as well. There are still other, fixed rate accounts out there with better rates. However, some of these accounts will require you to start with a base rate of £5,000, £2,000, and the fixed period will also vary. So I just cited these two examples in this video so you can do a bit of research on your own, search the best rates at that point in time when you're ready to go into this. So we've been discussing cash ISA, savings, different accounts, and the importance. But on this stage, I just want to quickly share some frequently asked questions about cash ISA and provide some answers to them. And I hope that would help. The first I'll look at, someone may ask, can I have more than one cash ISA account? The answer is a yes. You can have more than one cash ISA account. The only thing you need to note is that, for all the account that you're going to be having, even if it's lifetime ISA, cash ISA, stock and shares ISA, you are entitled to a maximum amount of £20,000 for each financial year. The second question I will be responding to is, can I carry over unused amounts or allowances to the next year? The answer here is no. At the end of each financial year, meaning at the end of at in April, this account automatically resets. What it means is, at the beginning of the year, you have 20,000 allowance, £20,000 as an allowance, and at the end of the year, if you don't put in any account, do not do any savings in the account, the account automatically resets to zero. So that's why, I'm encouraging you. The best time to start is to start now. No matter how little, you can open an account that is conducive, that is fit for purpose, and start growing wealth over time. Another question people frequently ask is, can I transfer my cash ISA? Of course, you can. And I want to share that if you're looking to change provider, let's say you are with Moneybox and you decide that, okay, you want to leave Moneybox and move to Plume, another provider, instead of withdrawing the money, it's I would recommend you consider just doing a transfer of what you have from Moneybox into Plume. With that, it saves all the interest, it makes the process seamless. The next question: what happens if I move abroad or moved out of the UK? What will happen to my cash ISA account? The truth is, for this case, you can keep your account will still be active, your account will still be open, but you cannot contribute any money into that account, provided you're not within the country. Um, but again, this condition varies from providers to provider, And I would say it's also something you need to check with a provider if you're looking to set up one, to understand what is their own specific condition for cases of where you moved abroad before going in. The last question that I will tackle here is what happens if I exceed the £20,000 ISA limit within a financial year? In situation like this, the HMRC may reclaim your tax benefit and it may come with certain sanctions or fine. So that's why it's important, if you have cash ISA account, it's always good to track it to ensure that what you're putting in is not going to exceed what has been approved for a financial year for every individual, which is £20,000. Now you know how to use the cash ISA to grow wealth tax-free, which accounts currently offer best returns. If you found this video useful, like it, subscribe, and drop any questions you may have. I'm happily going to respond, and I could respond in the chat. I could do a video in the nearest future that would respond to your questions. I want to say thank you for watching, and I'm going to see you in my next video.